Everyone keeps telling you the same thing. You just need more discipline. Wake up earlier. Work harder. Be consistent. Stop being lazy. But here's the question no one asks. If discipline is the problem, why are the most disciplined people also the most burned out? Why do people with strong routines still feel stuck? Why do people who try the hardest often feel the most exhausted? Today, I want to show you something uncomfortable but freeing. Discipline is not your problem. Something deeper is. Discipline has become a moral badge. If things aren't working, you assume, I'm not disciplined enough. If progress is slow, you think, I need to push harder. And when you fail, you don't question the system, you question yourself. This creates a silent loop. Try harder, feel tired, blame yourself, try harder again. Most people aren't lazy. They're misdirected. But blaming discipline feels logical because it gives you something to punish. Here's the truth no one says clearly. Discipline is useless without clarity. Discipline doesn't tell you what matters, where to aim, what to ignore. Discipline only makes you better at repeating behavior. So if your direction is wrong, discipline just helps you go the wrong way faster. That's why people can be consistent, focused, hardworking and still feel like their life isn't moving. They're disciplined, but disciplined in the wrong place. Hustle culture glorifies effort without questioning purpose. It says, do more, sleep less, grind harder. But effort without meaning creates resentment. You wake up tired not because you lack discipline, but because your effort feels disconnected. Your brain starts resisting, not because you're weak, but because it doesn't understand why it's suffering. This is where burnout comes from. Burnout is not laziness. Burnout is confusion mixed with pressure. Here's the deeper problem most people never identify. They don't know where their effort belongs. They're disciplined at jobs they don't believe in, goals they didn't choose, standards they inherited, so every action feels heavy. Discipline without ownership feels like self-betrayal. Your mind resists not because you're undisciplined, but because you're forcing alignment where there is none. People say, I can't stay motivated, but motivation doesn't disappear randomly. It disappears when progress feels meaningless, effort isn't rewarded emotionally, the goal doesn't feel personal. Your brain is efficient. If it doesn't see value, it pulls energy away. That's not weakness, that's intelligence trying to protect you. Here's the refrain that changes everything. Clarity creates discipline, not the other way around. When you are clear, discipline feels natural, consistency feels obvious, resistance drops. You don't need to force yourself to do things that make sense. You only need force when you don't believe in the direction. This is why people with clarity look naturally disciplined. They're not stronger, they're clearer. Blaming yourself feels productive. It feels like accountability. But most of the time, it's avoidance. It stops you from asking harder questions like, why am I chasing this? Who decided this was success? What am I actually building? Discipline becomes a distraction from reflection, and reflection is what actually changes lives. Instead of asking, how do I become more disciplined? Ask, what am I trying to prove? What do I actually want? Where does my effort matter most? When effort is placed correctly, you don't need constant motivation, you don't fight yourself, you don't feel guilty. Resting discipline becomes quiet. And that's when it works. Most people don't fail because they lack discipline. They fail because they followed the wrong rules, they chased the wrong metrics, they worked hard in the wrong direction. Discipline didn't save them because discipline was never the missing piece. You don't need to be harsher on yourself. You need to be more honest. Discipline isn't about force. It's about alignment. And once effort and direction finally match, you stop fighting yourself, and life starts moving again.